Hi, it's Jan Romano coming to you from Mass Higher Metro North. We're doing our last session of using Excel and printing an Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to print a large spreadsheet so that you can see how to put page breaks in, maybe take some lines of text and repeat it at the top of every single page. So here we go. I'm going to get into Excel. This is our spreadsheet. We used it the last time. This spreadsheet has several rows, not too many, but several rows, a little bit bigger than our budget that we used before. It's a little bit wide, so it will not print on one page. So let's see how it's going to work and see what some of the Excel tools we can use in order to make this look better. So I'm going to shut my video camera off right now, and I'll come back a little bit later and at the end and see how you're doing. Okay, we are starting with this spreadsheet. We are going to go to File. So up here on a ribbon, File, we're going to click on Print. And let's take a look at the document as if it were printed. And as we saw before, if you watched the previous video, this is 4 pages. So here's page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4, and you can see that pages 3 and 4, you would never want to print them like that. So we have some work to do to get this looking good, and maybe putting in some page breaks for each one of these divisions. So notice Australia, European, South American, Canadian division. We have on the second page the Canadian division's information. So what I might do is this. First thing I might do is either go into page setup, or maybe look at one of these buttons right here, these shortcut buttons, and one of these is going to help me, and that's the portrait orientation. I'm going to click on that button and choose, instead of portrait, landscape. So when I click on landscape, take a look at the document, and you can see that it is 2 pages, so 1 and 2. I want you to notice that you can see all the way out to total, so you see everything to the right, so landscape took care of that. What I do want to do is make each one of these divisions a separate page. So there are a couple of ways to do this. One of the ways is to use your back button up here in your green menu and go back to your worksheet, and let's put in some page breaks. So I'm going to go to A17. So you go to the first column, you go to the row that you want to put the page break in. You come on up in your ribbon to page layout. You come over to breaks. You click on the breaks button and you insert a page break. So we did this in our previous video. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to come above South American division, click on the breaks button and insert a page break. Continue down to the Canadian division, click above the Canadian division. I'll go in row 50 and go to breaks and insert a page break. Let's see what that looks like. So we'll go back up to File, we'll come down to Print, and we'll look at the print preview here. And so each one of these pages is only going to contain each division. So page 1 looks great. Well, let's take a look at page 2. Page 2 says the European division, but I want you to notice it does not have, I'll go back to page 1 for you, looking down here, clicking. It does not have the Books and Beyond All Divisions International Sales Meeting in blue like it does on page 1. So page 2 doesn't have it, page 3 or page 4. So it has each division, but I'd like those titles that are on rows 1 and 2 to show up on every page. Now, you really don't do that through File, Print, so you don't actually go here to Page Setup. What you want to do is you want to go back, use your back button, and go back to your worksheet, and go up to the Page Layout tab once again. And this time, you're going to find this button right here called Print Titles. When you click on Print Titles, a window will show up, or you want to call that a dialog box, whatever way you want to look at it. It pops up, and right here, it's looking at print titles from the Sheet tab automatically. And rows to repeat at top is where we want to go. So we're going to click right here in this box, and instead of typing what rows we want to repeat at top, we're going to jump out with our mouse. Just move your mouse. You're going to bring it over and highlight the 2 rows you want to repeat at the top of every page. So notice I highlighted rows 1 and 2. Well, how it looks here is a $ means absolute. So absolutely row 1, colon means through, absolutely row 1 through row 2 will be repeated at the top of every page. Now I can hit print preview right here and see how that's going to look. And here it is. Page 1 still looks good. Take a look at page 2. We do see Books and Beyond, all divisions in blue at the top of page 2 printed. We didn't have to copy and paste it. We just told Excel that we wanted those 2 lines printed at the top of every page. Here comes page 3 and now page 4. And these 2 lines are printed at the top of every page. That's how simple that is. One of the other things that we might review right now are the footers and the headers, so especially the header here. So the footer looks pretty good. That tells me what page it is. And the header doesn't look so great because it just says sheet 1. So what I'll do is I'll go to page setup. Right here, again, you have your menu that you had before, your window. You can call it a window if you like, or header and footer is the tab you want to go to. So we're going to go there. And we're going to change the header. So let me remind you, we click the down arrow, we look at all of these choices that are given to you by Excel. If any of these choices are what you want, you click and that's it, you're done. But maybe you would decide to customize. So you'd click this down arrow and you'd choose none. We don't want a header chosen from the list that Excel gives us. What we want to do is come down here and click on custom header. So what I might put there is, for example, I might put the date. I might put on the right hand side maybe my name. So I'll put Jan Romano and I will click OK. Once I click OK again, I will see the date on the left and my name on the right. And that shows up on page 2, on page 3, page 4 as well. So I'm going to go back to page 1. This is the end of printing a large spreadsheet on several pages, putting in some page breaks, using repeat rows on every page. And remember, we used page setup for some of it, for the header and footer. And we hit the back button and went back to our workbook and we put in page breaks, page layout, breaks, and we also went to print titles and told it to print rows 1 and 2 on every page. So this would be the point that you would start practicing, maybe using this file or creating a file of your own, a long document. Maybe you can think of something that you used recently in your job or in your past job, and creating that in Excel will work for you. And then trying to print it and see how it comes out. So hopefully that was helpful, and that ends our series on Excel basics, and hopefully I'll see you again in databases.